Hello, and welcome to the Knights of Prospect, a weekly fully improvised Dungeon World campaign. I am Gregory Shitbeard, dwarf, former legionary, and current prospective Knight of Prospect, and with me is my party. I said we're weekly, and I meant it. Follow us on Facebook, Knights of Prospect, or Twitch. Perhaps you're watching us on Twitch. If so, you, Radish Brett, hit the heart, hit the bell, press it. It will remind you. Your mind won't keep it in track. Have the computer do it for you. And follow Radish Brett's example. Talk to us in the chat. Perhaps I or my compatriots, seen or unseen, will respond to you and make your experience here all the more full. Now, I'll turn things over to our all-seeing game master, the Game Master.
All right, everybody. Let's get started. So, we have a great and a splendid group of adventurers. And the four of you, Winnie the Bard, Ronaldo the Bard, Jelly the Thief, Gregory the Legionary, are all wearing your absolute best. Because you are all at Ronaldo's family estate at a party being thrown by Ronaldo, your father. So, Ronaldo, two questions for you. One, what is your father's name? And two, what is this party for?
My father's name is Ronaldo Francis MacKaye III, and it's his birthday. He loves to throw birthday parties for himself and none of his children. So whenever there's a birthday party, we're celebrating the family. Whenever it's my birthday, nothing happens.
Your father, Ronaldo, is a very particular kind of person.
He is.
You are obviously born into nobility, born into great wealth. The MacKaye fortune is an old fortune in Tower Town. But there is this very perhaps out of place of the people vibe that Ronaldo III sometimes gives off. He kind of very publicly talks about how all of his children are their own people and how they're making their own name and all of this, while at the same time spending lavishly on himself. Yes, unfortunately, Raz Snowberry was not invited because actually several members of your party were not invited, or technically, if they were, they are busy dealing with the aftermath of last week's adventure, in which about half of you needed to chase down a stolen shipment and return it, and the end results have caused quite a stir, but more on that later. So Ronaldo III is, throwing kind of this very big opulent party at the estate. Winnie, Jelly, Gregory, you've all been invited by Ronaldo. Ronaldo IV, anyway. You're Ronaldo. So I want each of you to just take a sentence and describe the party. What's going on? What's it like? What are the themes?
Ronaldo's dad's face is incorporated into an unsettling amount of the decor and food. Like the cheese is arranged in a way that is his face, and the banners all feature elaborate etchings of his face, and the ice sculpture in the center is of his face. It's a little unsettling.
Yeah, and aside from what the sort of textbook narcissist spread of food here, there's these sort of carnivalesque dancers kind of throwing up handkerchiefs and things, sort of sparks, and maybe a combination of some sort of magic and just classic kind of carnivalesque dance.
There's a lot of drinking, but not the good kind. It's the kind that leads to idle chit-chat frivolity reflective of the type of scenery that we see here. Not the type that leads to contests of strength, tales of battles and other deeds done. Someone tried to talk to me about shipping commerce, and I was this close to punching him.
Yeah, it's you're all kind of absorbing the festivities in your own way. Gregory, to your point, this is definitely not your kind of party. The wine here, though exceptional if you're into this kind of thing, does not boast the same kind of resolve fortifying character that good ales and distilled spirits might. So there's a lot of well-dressed people kind of slowly crossing the great room like ships at sea, making like wide turns and grabbing wine and talking about futures and insurance and hiring help and all of these things. Jelly, you just want to rob this place. And if technically your friend Ronaldo wasn't the direct heir to this fortune, you might have already been pocketing things. That's not to say you won't. You are your own 10-year-old prince of thieves, so you can do whatever you want.
Jelly, I want to be clear. Do not rob my house. However, you are more than welcome to make the face of cheese, that is my father's face, look much angrier or sadder or, dare I say, silly. You can do whatever you want there. You can just cause chaos in the food department. Nowhere else.
I think there's a number of things that we could do to liven up this party.
Oh, I would love that. These people are all stuffy. Oh, hey, it's nice to see you. Great. Yeah. Okay, thank good Lord. These people do not. They are all the worst. Everything here is just all about trying to get arranged marriages and shipping contracts, and it's all stuff I'm trying to run away from desperately. But the wine...
Are you arranged to be married yet?
No, thank goodness. I don't want to be married. I want to be an adventurer. Adventurers.
Each their own.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I ate a dried fig. It was your dad's eyeball in the display.
Ah! Now he only has one eye. He's a classic narcissist.
That's good. That's good.
Hey,
It was a long laugh.
what if we tried to find Ronaldo a special someone?
No, I don't want this. I do not want
No?
this. No.
All
I
right.
mean, stealing hearts. That's kind of like thievery.
No, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. If I marry the wrong person, it will set a bad example. If I marry the right person, it'll set a good example. And honestly, that's worse.
You,
Gregory,
Marry-
you can't
marry
point
my
at women
friend.
yell. You can't
marry
point.
my friend.
Sorry, what?
Maeve, it's very fine.
Gregory pointed at the second daughter of an unfathomably wealthy merchant in from Avonbury, the other city-state closest to Tower Town, and
He'll sing you a song.
No,
He'll
I don't.
Sing a song.
Maeve, it's all right. Just walk away.
He's a
Maeve. It's
beautiful
totally
singer.
fine. It's fine. I'll see you at Christmas.
there are a few kind of notable people here. That is to say, notable because you know them. Everybody here is technically notable, as Ronaldo, your father, has kind of the cachet to essentially invite everyone who's anyone to his party, and they'll all show up. The notables are Thud Merrick of the Knights of Prospect, known also as the Pillar of Empire, the great Vorish champion, and also a close friend of Gregory's, who really enjoys the dwarven approach to arranged marriages. There's also Laurel Leclerc, who Ronaldo is your friend and sometimes rival, as well as Laurel's mother, the matriarch of the Leclerc family. And Ronaldo, what's her name?
Sally. Sally Leclerc.
Sally Leclerc. Yes, it is. So
Short for Sallius, but Sally.
But Sally, because she's keeping it casual. Sally and your father are much like you and Laurel. Sally and your father are, kind of close friends and rivals. Their birthdays are within a couple of weeks of each other, and they're the same exact age. And so, what's funny is if you're, ensconced in Tower Town nobility, the weeks between Ronaldo III's birthday and Sally's birthday represents this kind of party season in the late late spring, early summer, in which there are other smaller parties and there's a lot of gossip and things that are set into motion at Ronaldo III's party kind of come to fruition at Sally's party. There's enough gravity between the two of you that like a lot of out of town bards arrive and all of these things. And then that's kind of funny. And the other thing, as you're kind of surveying everything and deciding what you want to do with this fancy place, is, you all kind of get a sense of what the news is in Tower Town. And I mean, there are a few different things that are always going on. There's a lot of talk of, the Tower Town hired these mercenaries, and then Avonbury hired these Vorish mercenaries, and all of this and that, and all the various kind of commerce between, Tower Town and the Theocracy of Enteresh and all that. But there is one really big piece of news that's on everybody's lips, and you realize, Winnie, Jelly, and Gregory, that if Ronaldo IV didn't invite you, someone probably would have. Because really the big news at this party is all of you. Over the last couple of months, now that you've all kind of dedicated yourselves to really petitioning the Knights of Prospect to accept you into their vaunted ranks, you've been doing a lot of tremendous good. But the thing that's kind of on everybody's lips these days is what just happened, which was the 10 or 11-year-old wizard Chauncey, that is of your number, apparently used some kind of forbidden magics that he unearthed in the forests to grow to 50 feet tall and chase down a band of marauders that stole a powerful artifact that was eventually returned to Archmage Basia of the Arcane College. So this is huge because essentially everyone on the east side of town saw an enormous wizard boy sprinting down the trade road with his 3 companions on his shoulder, and kind of what had happened after, and Jelly was there, and what happened after Jelly and Chauncey and the Raz and Vil caught the marauders and kind of took back the artifacts was they donned the artifacts, which gave them giant white wings and flaming swords. So there's been all kinds of stuff. So Winnie and Ronaldo, the both of you, have been asked tremendously about what that's all about. And as bards, you both kind of know the artifacts that were kind of taken, that were reclaimed last week, were called the Sigils of the Immortal Battalion, which were these 8 medals that, if worn, grant just astonishing martial power and the ability to fly and all kinds of things. And you kind of explain as much, and you've really spent the last week, all of you, kind of talking about all of this and what this meant. What you all know that the rest of Tower Town doesn't know is that since this happened, Chauncey has been essentially in closed door meetings with Archmage Basia, who is simultaneously the Dean of the Arcane College and also kind of the Lord Governor of Tower Town. So it'd be the equivalent of, the mayor of a major city who is also your teacher locking you in her office for a week to yell at you. So you haven't really seen much of Chauncey. You haven't really seen much of Raz. You haven't seen really any of Vil. But Jelly was kind of the first to finish with what could best be described as an interrogation, which is why she's here. But all of you are being asked about this. So you're all kind of a topic of conversation. And
oh yeah, I was there. I did. Yeah, the wings. That was my idea. I said let's put them together, and we all grew wings. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Right. Of course. Well, I was tasked. Thank you for asking. I was tasked, of course, with writing a song to commemorate the events that have transpired. As we all know, it was a great time, a great event. I was not there, but I am happy to tell you the tale of what did go down. Truly, based on my secondhand knowledge.
It was feet miles up in the sky. I was sitting on my companion Chauncey's shoulder. He was 50,000 feet tall, maybe. It was huge, I think is how he would describe it. And I was the wind was whipping. I got a bird in my mouth. But I'll tell you, we hunted down these villainous thieves, this band of marauders. And when we reclaimed those sigils, I'll tell you, I was this close to just taking off with it. Wings and a fiery sword. But no, we got them into the right hands. And it's just, hey, it's I do the best I can. I'm 10. It's about time I, make an impact. Oh, that's nice. Look at this pocket watch that I have. It looks like the pocket watch you just had.
Don't talk to me.
So all of you kind of are building your own legends in your own very, very particular ways. Jelly, the person that you took that pocket watch from, etiquette forbids them from asking for it back. So now you have an incredibly nice pocket watch. But yeah, it's a very full party, and so you can all kind of say and do and interact with whoever you want. You kind of have your run of the place, and by extension, really all of Tower Town. So
Jelly, stop stealing things. But if you're gonna steal from anyone, steal from the clerks over there. I hate them. Steal from them. You have permission to steal from them, but no one else.
I'm an equal opportunity thief.
But I'm
gonna go wherever I can go. Look at this. I got a pair of eyeglasses. Oh, that guy just walked into a wall.
Oh, that was.
That's all right.
I don't know. That
Idiot.
wall's always been there. I don't know why you didn't see it. That's so strange of you.
I'd like to go up to Ronaldo Sr. and wish him a happy birthday.
Sure. So kind of paint the picture. Is Ronaldo amongst people? Is he by himself? What's he doing?
He is in a circle of people in the corner, all of whom look very important. And I would like to go in and interrupt the conversation to introduce myself as a friend of his son.
And so I said to this trader, now keep in mind I was a younger man then.
Oh, why, hello! Ronaldo Sr., how nice to meet you. I just wanted to talk so highly of your son, Ronaldo. As you know, we're in the same adventuring party, and both of us are, the talks of the town with our companions in the recent giant incident. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for having us today, and happy birthday, happiest birthday. I wanted to tell you that Ronaldo really admires you, and I don't think he says it enough. I think that he looks up to you in such a deep, meaningful way, and I know he would appreciate more of a heart-to-heart with you, I think that you are such an admirable father figure, and that Ronaldo has so much opportunity to shine out in the world that, maybe you and him could give a speech or perform a song together. I think that Ronaldo would love that.
Oh, that was the bad Bordeaux. That was the bad Bordeaux.
Ronaldo the Third looks at you, Winnie, and kind of raises a hand, and like a servant comes over and he whispers something to the servant, and he looks at you and kind of, when he kind of gets the measure of you, he kind of doesn't break eye contact. Winnie, would you mind joining my wife and a couple of others in the sitting room down the hall? I have a question for you.
Oh, why, of course. I would be happy to.
So you kind of a minute goes by, and kind of new songs start, and other bards start playing and kind of covering Ronaldo the Third's exit. As when you start kind of walking down this hallway with him, he doesn't say a word. Ronaldo's mother also joins you, and she makes an introduction as well. Ronaldo, what's your mother's name?
It's Roisin. We all have our names. It's a family thing.
And so you are led, Winnie, into just an opulently decorated sitting room. It's large, overstuffed cushions on the floor, and like brass pitchers, and there's a complete meal set up in here, even though this room has not been used by anybody this party. But there's still a full dinner on the table, and there's servants with kind of ceremonial swords and all of that, all just kind of standing in here. And Ronaldo the Third and Roisin kind of beckon you to sit, and the two of them sit on other cushions. And Ronaldo the Third kind of looks at Roisin, and Roisin looks back at Ronaldo, and Roisin kind of leans in and says, "Winnie, what is your measure of our son?"
Well, he's a couple inches taller than me. He's very talented, and I think that he would benefit from more one-on-one time with his family. I know he would love that more than anything.
With that, Roisin looks at Ronaldo the Third. Well, that would mean that he is not the man that we hoped he would grow into.
Well, he's very strong and talented and powerful, and he has certainly made a name of himself for himself in the city. A very admirable adventurer.
An admirable adventurer.
I'm starting to get nervous. I don't know where this is going.
Do you trust him?
Do I trust him?
Do you trust him?
Yes. Yeah.
He's forthright with you? Open with you?
I would say that we exchange words. We talk. Know how to push each other's buttons, that's for sure.
I see. Thank you for your time and your candor, Winnie. We both appreciate it very much.
Of course. If you were interested in that song, I'd be happy to arrange a little something for you and Ronaldo, a little father-son duo, if you please, or not, if you don't want to. That was just an idea I had, and nope, yeah.
Rasheen, Rasheen and Ronaldo, the third, stand up, and and Winnie, you've dealt with nobles enough to understand kind of the word ballet that they engage in. Mm-hmm. And you know that what Rasheen is asking, she is asking out of, etiquette and to kind of close the conversation. What she asks is, well, that does sound lovely, but what would sound lovelier still is if you sang that song of the grand adventure last week of your company.
Oh,
apparently there is something of a clamor for it amongst the guests.
Oh, of course. I'd be happy to together a small performance here or outside.
Outside, when there's a break in the entertainment.
Perfect.
Thank you again. Stay in here as long as you would like.
All right.
Yeah. So, Winnie, you're kind of left to ponder what all of that meant. Ronaldo, you kind of saw your. It's hard to not track your parents. You saw, Ronaldo the third and Rasheen leave the party with Winnie, and then some minutes later, probably more minutes than you're comfortable with, they eventually kind of reemerge and seamlessly slide back into a conversation and start getting all sorts of laughs.
What did they say to you? What did they say? Winnie, what did they say to you?
I don't know. They asked me a bunch of questions about you. They took me into this really opulent room where there was a lot of food no one was eating, and
the
a lot of
sitting room. Yes.
Yes.
That's where you sit.
Well, I did sit with them, and your parents asked me some questions, and then I answered, and they weren't satisfied with the answer, and so I tried to give them a different one that maybe they did. They asked me if we talked openly, if you were vulnerable with me, which retelling feels odd.
They never talked to me that much at all, so I don't know why they asked you and not me.
To be perfectly frank, I was just trying to arrange some sort of conversation duo with your dad because I mostly knew you would hate it.
Sounds like they like Winnie better. Sounds like they like Winnie better than you, Ronaldo.
They like most people better than they like me. It's not.
They want you to marry Winnie, but you can't because their name doesn't start with an R.
There you go. There's that prospect on the train.
Did you sneak in whiskey into this, Gregory? You are drunker than I expected off wine.
Thudmeric, the pillar of empire, the great knight of the Knights of Prospect, and the hero of the Vorish army, overhears that question and taps the corner of the greatcoat she's wearing and then winks at Gregory. No one ever frisks a Knights of Prospect.
Oh, this is a nightmare. I want this to end. When will this end? Can we just go save a village or something? It's way less complicated.
You the gelatin jelly.
Gelatin?
You.
Yeah, that's my full name. I abbreviated it. What's going on?
Let's rob this place blind.
No. Gregory, I'm right here.
I'll create a diversion.
Gregory.
Yeah, well, I already robbed that one nobleman blind because I took his glasses. Let's keep going.
It's funny because it's literal. Steal Ronaldo's glasses.
No, don't steal my glasses.
So let's roll this here. Jelly, I want you to roll. Let's see, tricks of the trade, 2d6 plus your dexterity. I'll put it to you this way: as this is Dungeon World, we roll a 2d6 system. On a 6 or 6 or less, it's a failure. A 7 to 9 is a partial success. On a 10 plus, it's a full success. You're going to steal something, but what you roll will determine what that is and if it was okay to steal.
Can I
Gregory,
attempt to foil as well?
Yes. Gregory, I will let you assist. You just have to tell me how.
I'm gonna yell, "Who wants to fight a dwarf?"
It's not necessarily a record scratch because there are still bards kind of singing in the background, but enough heads turn that that Thudmeric was about to step forward and nod and clear the dance floor, but instead a Laurel Leclerc takes a step forward and says, "Well, if it's the part of the evening where we demonstrate martial prowess, as I believe is dwarven tradition, I would love to step forward and represent Ronaldo MacKaye III, practically an uncle to me, and father of my best friend Ronaldo IV, the bravest man that I've ever met. Yes, let's do this."
Kick his ass.
You have a champion. You have a champion.
Kick his ass. I don't want him representing me.
So
I told him I don't like him, and he still likes me. I don't know why this is still our friendship. It just doesn't make sense to me.
So
don't worry.
There is definitely. We will resolve how that combat works out in a bit. But in the meantime, Jelly, you now have a +1 to your tricks of the trade roll. And what we'll do, Ronaldo, is based on that roll, we will have you, we'll have your influence come to bear.
Okay.
So roll 2d6 plus your dexterity +1 for Gregory's help.
7 + 1, 8 + 1, 9.
Awesome. So that's a partial success. So Ronaldo, here's how this is going to work. Mm-hmm. I need you are essentially going to be able to do one of two things to Jelly. You're either going to point him towards not stealing anything of consequence, or stealing something huge and of consequence from someone that you want to be stolen from. Ooh. So it's really a question of what. So so essentially, I want you to kind of determine the approach you want to take. Tell me what it is, and then we'll decide what to roll for it. And if you succeed, you have a choice of what Jelly steals.
Okay. I am going to actively... I see Jelly walking around trying to pickpocket people, and I will keep, bumping into them to sort of, alert them that something's near. Being very rude and very improper, but... foiling Jelly until it gets to the matriarch of the Leclerc family, in which I do nothing. And I let Jelly steal what I assume will be the hardest thing to steal off a person, their coat.
Yes, that sounds absolutely perfect. So I am going to say that this will be... I will let you roll... Sounds a little odd, but I'm going to let you roll hack and slash for this, because this is about body position. This is about physically interposing yourself into all sorts of things.
That's what I'm talking about.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Sorry. Roll it and tell me how you do.
I do. It's plus strength, correct?
Plus strength.
It is an 11.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because you get a full success, not only do you do this, but the rudeness and impropriety that you are demonstrating becomes a bit of a running gag throughout these well-to-do nobility, and now they all are bumping into each other, as is apparently the style of this party season. So you have people wearing gowns more expensive than houses, going this shy of body checking each other to the ground because Ronaldo MacKaye IV is doing it as well.
No, stop. Don't actually do what I'm... That's not... Why are you doing
Watch out, Ronaldo! Wah!
Get out of here! Michael, nobody likes you!
Oh, you would say that because you love me, my friend.
That's not how anything works. Oh my
Okay.
God, these people.
Jelly. So, as Gregory is distracting the nobility, and Ronaldo is taking full advantage of their frivolity, you are in essentially the perfect position to steal the very impressive. It's kind of half coat, half cape off of Sally Leclerc. So you are able to describe. You've already done it. It's already done. Tell me what it looks like.
This coat, oh gosh. So I go up, I slither right along the wall because everyone's bumping into one another. These people will do anything for a fad. So they're all doing this. It's chaos, which I love. And so I sneak right up into this centermost area of this coat, right up under it. She doesn't even know I'm there. It's like a tiny castle of a coat. And so I actually pop right up, put my arms in, and jump back. And she's doing the bump that everyone's doing. So her arms are up. It slips right off. And she's kind of liquored up. So this thing is just, it's in my possession. And I'm walking around. It's trailing behind me, like 10 feet trailing behind me.
You look like some mighty lord from a painting with this feat of heavy cloak behind you. You are now in possession of just the exquisite finery of Sally Leclerc, and no one minds at all. Everyone is busy either shoulder checking each other or clearing space so that Gregory and Laurel can steady themselves up for combat. So, Gregory, how is this going to work? You're essentially the martial expert in the crowd. Between you and Thudmar, there are a couple of members of like the Shield Breaker mercenary company, like high leadership. But
really?
You have fought with them on the fields before. But between you and Thudmaric, you two are mighty champions of the Riverlands. So because of that, Gregory, everyone kind of defers to you as to how this contest will work.
Standard game. We'll go in unarmed. Dwarven wrestling. We all agree. 2 shoulders down, 1 pinfall. Winner gets 1 free shot at the loser.
Well, my mighty friend, believe me, I will not strike you any harder than etiquette would demand.
I want to sing a brief ditty to give Gregory a little bit of an advantage in this fight.
Absolutely.
Not that he needs it.
But he's going to get it anyway. So I'm guessing you're going to be using your arcane art.
I am.
Right.
I would like to actually start a chant in the crowd.
Don't you magic
Gregory!
Gregory!
So it sounds to the uninitiated as just a chant, but Ronaldo, you know this because you're also a bard and you're also trained in the arcane arts. Winnie is pulling energy. Winnie is casting a spell. So roll your 2d6 plus charisma.
7. You know it's a powerful bard spell when they do the wave.
7?
7.
Okay. So here's how this is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Both Gregory and Laurel are affected by this chant. You kind of bathe the area in martial energy. The end result is both of them are getting plus 2d4 to their next damage roll. So even if they're pulling their punches, someone could get really hurt. So, all right, let's.
That dunce Laurel thinks we're chanting for him. Oh no.
Oh gosh.
We're gonna get blood all over this floor, and I'm actually kind of excited. This is
Don't
the
get it
most
on this
exciting part.
jacket. Don't get it on my jacket.
Where did you get that? Where did you, Jelly? Get over here! Come back over here! Get. Wait. Get...
All right. let's just change up the soundtrack just a little bit. So Laurel kind of takes off his kind of double-breasted robe, and what is under it is a relatively fit young man who has the physique of someone that doesn't need to engage in manual labor, so he chooses to do so for sport. So he's kind of circling you when you are circling him. Gregory, this is not necessarily going to be hack and slash, because this is going to be more rest. Well, I'll put it to you this way: you can roll hack and slash. You're going to do damage to him, or you can roll defy danger, which will mitigate the damage somewhat. You'll be less good at it, but you might be able to reduce the amount of damage that Winnie has kind of packed onto your shoulders. So it's your choice.
I'm not worried about the damage that this one's going to do. Let's hit him where it hurts.
Hack and slash. 2d6 plus your strength.
6.
Oh no.
Well, what happens is incredibly unexpected. Gregory, you kind of move in, and Laurel is essentially waiting for you to kind of rush him and catch him around the middle and pull his legs up. And that's kind of what you do. That's what dwarven wrestling is you get low and you start grabbing at belts and legs. And you don't know if this kid heard it in a song or something, but he knew you were going to do it and very swiftly moves out of the way. What does your next kind of approach look like? Describe the next few seconds of the fight before I describe the fight.
Well, I've got nothing in between my arms, and that was not expected. Should have legs, torso, something like that. So full instinct kicks in, so I've got to throw an elbow back, right? He's going to be making a move, but he's not there, so that has thrown me back around this way, and I'm just chest to the sun, looking up at this human.
This you kind of move for the elbow, nothing but air. You look up, and coming over the top of you, you feel kind of Laurel's breath on the top of your head as he kind of comes in, wraps your arms up behind you, and hits you with a suplex.
Oh no!
He gets on his hips and physically throws you over his shoulder. You hit the ground hard and feel something pop.
Joke's on you! Now I can get my arm out.
So yeah, with something in your shoulder or upper back now damaged, the crowd is frankly shocked because of how Tower Town politics works. This is better for Laurel's marriage prospects than literally anything he has ever done in his life. Gregory, I need you to roll 2d6 plus your constitution.
A little tied up right now, but
Laurel's tried to give himself the nickname the Brass Stallion, and today it might stick.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Those are ones.
Come on, Gregory.
No.
Do it, Gregory.
To cheat beer.
Frankly, if Gregory loses, I win, and if Gregory wins, I win. So I'm having a great time.
It's not good.
Gregory,
It's not good.
you try to kind of play this all off as, oh, this is good. I got you right where I want you. But after the suplex, Laurel still has you with your arm up behind your head. And you try to keep a brave face on it, but something else pops in your elbow.
Oh.
And at that point, you betray yourself. This is incredibly painful. And the very second you let out a yell, lets you go, makes a big show of helping you up, starts getting everyone clapping.
Hey, Laurel. His shoulder never hit the ground. The match isn't over. Gregory.
You never got me down.
And I want to use my bardic arts to also start the chant back. Gregory.
Okay. Let's see if you can buy round 2. 2d6 plus your charisma. Tell me what you got.
5.
Okay. Very, very unfortunately, the audience is just the audience moves on. These are not skilled wrestlers. These are well-to-do nobles, and everyone started clapping for Laurel. And
Gregory.
the chants of Gregory are more along the lines of thank you chants instead of round 2 chants. Gregory, you've sustained 7 points of damage. You are going to need healing after this party. Thugmaric does not make eye contact with you, Gregory, but she does walk over with a wine glass full of dark brown liquor and puts a hand on your shoulder.
That's the stuff.
If he was 3 feet taller, you would have killed him immediately.
See, you know.
I know.
You know.
I know.
I didn't want to kill the lad. It would have made the bard look bad on his birthday. It's not his birthday.
There's a time
Somebody's
for bloodshed
birthday.
that is not at a birthday party, unless it's a good birthday party.
And this is not.
This is a terrible party. And with that, Ronaldo the Third kind of gets up on stage, and kind of the bards up there introduce him, and he comes up and he says, "Hello, everyone, and greetings. I want to thank all of you for coming to my 60th birthday party. Can you believe it? I look 30 but feel 90, so the math works out just so." I am surrounded here by dear friends, new friends. He looks at you, Winnie, for just the briefest moment. Business partners, companions, and compatriots. And I have a very important announcement to make, and this is the perfect time to do it. But first, I have been told, not by a little birdie, but by every single voice, that my son Ronaldo and his compatriots engaged in a tremendous feat of daring, not just recently, but over these last several months, making quite a name for themselves. Winnie, the famed elven bard, has kindly offered to sing of this most recent adventure. And so before my announcement, I want to introduce her to the stage, that she may overwhelm you with the excitement of my son's daring. Winnie, my friends.
Thank you. Thank you.
Knock him dead.
Oh, don't you get ahead of yourself, Ronaldo, because
Use
while
the spell.
I have Well, I have constructed a majority of the song myself. Ronaldo helped me with the chorus, and I would be remiss if I performed it all by my lonesome.
Oh,
Ronaldo,
no, you don't have
come
to do.
on, I will
Oh,
prep you for it. I'll
okay,
set you up for it.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
I would love to.
Oh my god.
I would love to have the song
Let's
charm.
get this going. Let's do this.
I would love to have the song charm the crowd, but particularly Ronaldo's dad. I want to imbue within him a sense of pride in his son. And so, all right, everyone, let's begin.
All right.
We call this A Small Boy Grows Big.
No, I don't.
Chauncey.
Wait, we've workshopped this. You have to.
A
We've
small
already done
boy
it.
grows big.
Which one's the small
Tentatively.
boy?
Hey, I'm like a small boy.
Here we go.
I'm standing on a statue, and the jacket touches the ground.
I saw a very small boy whose spells looked like a kid's toy until he found 8 artifacts new, sigils of old with powers to do many things like fly and turn you into a really strong guy and throw you high up into the sky. The boy decided to grow, and over his shoulder he did throw his companions 3, except for Winnie and Ronaldo, who were also being very, very helpful. And chorus, go, Ronaldo.
Small boy grows big. The small boy grows big. He once was small, but now he's not. The small boy grows big.
And
second verse.
So our small boy took Jellyville and Raz and ran with them to Tower Town with artifacts in hand and brought them to the tower where champions did be, and there to receive the artifacts were Ronaldo and Winnie. And
Hey, small boy grows big. The small boy grows big. He once was small and now he's not. The small boy grows big. Faster, third verse.
And the small boy and his friends, they secreted away the artifacts to Tower Town, and then they hid them safe. And Gregory was there as well, waiting to defend his friends because he is strong and almost never loses a battle except for tonight.
Mandolin solo.
When did you write this?
The audience
Bows
is
deeply.
is overwhelmed. They are thrilled. They love the song. It was so topical and delivered by by 2 famous bards. One an elf from far away, and one the son of the person of honor here. So the audience.
High five. We crushed it. We crushed it. No, other...
So the audience loved it and felt like they were part of something. The only question is, what did this do to Ronaldo Francis MacKaye III? So I want you to roll 2d6 plus your charisma. And Ronaldo, you have a choice. You can either add +1 or subtract +1 to this roll.
Subtract.
Okay.
I kind of don't. I think I was too nervous to really know. I got thrown into a song that we workshopped exactly once in front of everyone, and we didn't land on the title, so I was a little nervous.
Small Boy Grows Big.
Small Boy Grows Big.
Title.
We worked on it. I wanted the boy grows old. It's not as good, but it's not as suggestive.
That's not what happened. It's only you who thought it was. No one else in this crowd thought of it that way.
No, you killed it. You killed it. You crushed it. I'm just nervous. I'm nervous.
This is about a small boy.
Your turn.
Get your head out of the gutter.
I'm sorry.
I rolled an 11.
Crushed it.
Fantastic.
You did a great job. I'm sorry. I shouldn't try and undermine you. I just feel anxious around my father. If you haven't gathered.
I have gathered. I tried to put a good word in for you.
Thank you.
You know, maybe help ease some of this.
Thank
And
you.
if not, get a
Ronaldo
map.
Francis III gets on stage. Winnie, you know this because you are a great observer of people, and Ronaldo IV, you know this because that's your father. But you could tell that as he's walking up to the stage, even though he's got a big smile and he's clapping and he's beckoning everyone else to clap, that he's not smiling from the nose up. He is thinking. Between here and here, it is thought. And so whatever
he's not smizing. He's
He's
smiling
not
with his
smizing.
mouth and not his eyes.
Stop, you're overthinking this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So when he gets to the stage, you know that what he's about to say is not rehearsed. He's speaking from the heart.
He never does this. He never does this. I don't think he has a heart.
My announcement, my dear friends. Though I do look fantastic, I carry with me an aging heart. And I want to use the time I have left in the pursuit not of great fortune, but in the pursuit of time. Time with my loved ones, and that includes all of you here. Time in travel. Time away from the comings and goings of managing the MacKaye estate. And you know, until this very moment, I was prepared to stand on this stage and say that my time managing the grand estates of the family is over, and that my two youngest children, Rilia and Rexa, were going to step forward and carry on the MacKaye name. However, I know, and I know more now than I ever have, that my son and namesake, Ronaldo IV, excels in everything he does. He has befriended mighty warriors. He has taken his old friends and turned them into warriors.
That's true.
He is much beloved of the Arcane College. He has helped save towns and helped right wrongs. I could think of no one better to carry on the MacKaye family name and the MacKaye family businesses and the management of the MacKaye family estate and our overseas holdings and our house staff and all of the grounds and all of the administrative burdens that would crush a weaker spirit than my dear son, Ronaldo. Ronaldo, come on stage.
I'm already.
Your birthright.
Yeah, Ronaldo.
Thank you. Hey. Am I supposed to speech? Okay, hello. Hi. Greetings. Welcome to our lovely estate. I do not accept.
Encore!
Yay!
Enjoy the rest of the party. I am leaving. And I immediately walk off the stage, just like open the two grand doors and just storm out. And I go to the sitting room, which has a display of food, and I sit and I grab a small sandwich and I start eating, which I haven't done all day because it's not proper.
In this room is empty, at least you think it is. And this is where you're going to collect yourself after all of that. You realize that it is not, in fact, empty. Jelly is in here rifling through the coat she just stole. Jelly, it's full of all kinds of stuff. But, Jelly, you stop when you see Ronaldo with the color kind of drained from his face, sit and quietly make himself a plate.
Honestly, I hate the liquor. Please steal everything from them. Honestly, there's a couple of jewels in that drawer over there. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
You found him?
Yeah, that was pretty brutal out there. I saw it, and then I snuck in here real quick.
Yeah, I didn't really. I have been trying to do everything in my power to not have that happen, and it happened anyways.
Yeah, sometimes you can't realize you don't have any control, over the universe. It's just entropy. It's just swirling chaos. So you know what? Your father did mention he wanted time. Here, I took this pocket watch. I might have taken it from him. I can't remember.
Oh,
but
that's definitely his pocket watch. Wow, that's a really nice pocket watch.
Do you think that's why he wanted time?
No, but I really appreciate the metaphor, and it makes me feel good inside.
I wanted to make you feel good for a moment before you felt bad again.
Thanks, Jelly. You're sometimes you're terrifying, but right now you're really sweet.
Yeah, I can be both too.
You contain multitudes, and I respect that about you.
Here, I have this healing moonstone that I stole out of one of the
that's this gem you
performers.
just stole. Oh,
yeah,
that's nice.
I want you to have it because I think it has healing energy.
I think I own it technically, but I will take it anyways. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Okay, I gotta go back in this big pocket. I can fit my whole body in this pocket.
It's a big pocket. You
can't see me anymore.
The best time. Where's Jelly? I don't know. Where'd Jelly go? Where'd they go?
Gregory, you follow Ronaldo back here as well, and you walk in just as you see Ronaldo talking to Jelly, who is fully enmeshed in the coat.
It's okay to talk to clothes sometimes. You're a good boy. You're a good bard boy.
Thank you.
You did the good thing. You did the good thing. Look, my arms hurt a lot. But I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody.
It popped.
I didn't tell anybody.
Josh, stop swinging your arm around.
I didn't put it in.
Not how it's supposed to move. It's not.
And you don't have to tell anybody.
Gregory.
You don't have to tell. You don't have to tell them why.
You don't have to. You're right. You're so right.
You did the good thing.
Gregory.
You did the good thing.
Thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot.
I'm gonna throw up in this coat.
Gregory, look, I popped out of this.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Everywhere. It's in the pocket watch.
I've never seen so much liquid come out of anything. Oh my God! The sitting room is ruined. How am I supposed to sit in here?
Hello?
Hi.
Hey. I just wanted to say, sorry for intervening.
No, you did. It was very sweet. It was honestly.
I was kind of motivated by sweet, but also kind of motivated by, we've got this banter.
No, I know. And
sometimes it's hard to figure out where the line of when I'm actually harming you and when I'm play harming you.
You didn't know what you were doing. You were mostly play harming me. But you only said nice things about me. I mean, why? I didn't want you to. I didn't want you to compliment me to my father, and you did a nice thing by complimenting me. I mean, thank you. It's very sweet.
Maybe you can have a good relationship with your dad, even if you're not the heir.
That was the goal.
But
I'll have a lot of work to do, a lot of parties to throw.
Don't be the heir. Be the earth.
That was actually kind of wise, Greg.
Be the earth.
I will.
And as the dwarven wisdom hangs there in the room, Jelly emerges from the coat. Jelly, you're kind of crawling out of there, and as you are getting yourself out of this particularly gross situation, something kind of snags on your shoulder. And a very familiar, if strange thing happens to you. A pair of white wings spring from your shoulders. A burning orange sword appears in your hand. A horned helmet materializes on your head.
Magic.
Sally Leclerc, the wealthiest woman in Tower Town, has one of the 8 sigils of the Immortal Battalion that you just delivered to the Arcane College. Is a mystery that we will have to solve another week.
Look
So
at me
good
go!
work, everybody. We will end it right there. All right, everybody, adventurers, great job, and audience, great job. We all made it through a very fancy party. So thank you all so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more great content. You can follow us on Facebook and on Twitch, those of you that already have. Thank you so much. If you are in the mood for more comedy tonight, check out Run On, which is a live game show, also on Twitch at 9 o'clock tonight. Thank you to our 2 techs, Portia and Chauncey, who were here making sure you could see and hear all of us during this adventure. We will see you next week with a fresh adventure. Until then, good night, and thanks for watching Knights of Prospect.